how's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. Welcome back to another episode of the Monthly Otaku Collection, the show that I do at the end of every month where I go over all of the anime, the manga, the merch, and other cool otaku stuff that I couldn't find a suitable place for in a video of its own, and I really want to talk about before the month ends. The month of July has just ended, and let me tell you, the world is still on fire. The world still sucks right now. It's probably sucking harder than it has ever before, and I don't want to go into details about all the crap that has happened online. If you guys would like to hear my thoughts on it or hear just my general thoughts on it, we did a whole podcast episode of it a few episodes ago. By the way, if you don't know, I have my own podcast that I have done with my good friend Connor and Gart, who are also fantastic YouTubers of their own, and we have a podcast called Trash Taste, if you didn't know. We already have like 9-something episodes that are up or whatever the fuck, so you're pretty late to the game if you don't know about that yet. But while we're on the topic of the world catching on fire, let's talk about the anime for this month. And there is a particular series that I won't go into too much detail over because, again, we'll be talking about it in a future podcast episode, but it is this series right here, Japan Sinks 2020. Now, this is a series that has caught the attention of a lot of people, including my own, as it is directed and produced by the wonderful and talented and equally strange and weird as fuck Masaaki Yuasa, who, for those of you who don't know, is a long-time director in the anime industry who is known for some of the, probably the weirdest visuals that you will ever see. Remember Devilman Crybaby? Remember Ping Pong the Animation? Remember Tatami Galaxy? Remember Kaiba? That shit is all from the cranium of the weirdest fucking director in anime today, and he just happened to come out with the brand new series, Netflix original, Japan Sinks 2020. And as the title suggests, it is all about a terrible fucking earthquake that causes Japan to start sinking. That's basically the whole premise of it. And let me just tell you, after much deliberation, after having watched all of it, binged it all in one night with Aki, I must say that it is probably the most solid 5 out of 10 that I've ever seen. And it pains me to say, but out of Masaaki Yuasa's entire catalog, I'd have to place this one as probably one of his worst. And if you've seen Japan Sinks 2020, then you probably have seen this come from a mile away, but what the fuck was that cult scene, bro? Or rather, cult arc. It was 3 entire episodes of these cult of people who are doing some kind of like weird ritualistic shit. It reminded me a little bit of Midsummer. And then after 3 episodes, they just go back to the whole tragedy like nothing ever fucking happened. So yeah, that was one of the weirdest yet very Yuasa-esque tangents that I've ever seen in anime, especially from this year. But at least the anime kind of tumbled into a solid finish. It got to the finish line at the end. But one thing that I can praise the series for is its impeccable animation. I mean, Masaaki Yuasa always kills it with their animation, especially some of the later episodes just have some really good emotional episodes that are just full of life. And I think one aspect, which again we touched upon in a podcast, the music and soundtrack is just so goddamn good, and yet no one seems to notice it. Especially in the first episode when the giant earthquake does happen and you see Japan in just total carnage and wrecking, and you just are treated to this melancholic yet somber and almost hypnotic piano tune just playing in the background as you just see pretty much Japan on fire. And I think that's what made the first couple of episodes so beautiful yet so haunting, and it really captured me into this really devastating vibe that the show was trying to go off of, or what would have gone off of if the whole cult thing never happened. And I don't know about you, man, the son, the little brother, the half Filipino kid who really wants to let you know that he can speak really mediocre English, yeah, that shit was getting on my nerves very quickly. As a hafu myself, I just wanted to be like, listen bro, I get it, you want to flaunt the fact that you can speak both English and Japanese, but shut the fuck up. Your friends and family are dead. Stop pronouncing dad like that. But again, with all of its ups and downs, I must say that it's not the strongest Masaaki Yuasa work, and if you did enjoy Japan Sinks 2020, which I saw a lot of people say that they really enjoyed it, then I would recommend definitely checking out Masaaki Yuasa's previous works. And even if you didn't like Japan Sinks 2020, go check out Masaaki Yuasa's previous works. They're all fucking fantastic, and you'll definitely come to appreciate the weirdness that is Masaaki Yuasa. I mean, after all, he also directed and wrote an episode of Adventure Time, which, if you guys know Adventure Time, it was easily one of the weirdest Adventure Time episodes. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the manga. Now, I have two series right here that I would like to talk about. One, which I was pleasantly surprised, didn't think I was going to be too into it, and the other one, I knew exactly what I was going to get into, and I'm sure you guys know what exactly I was about to get into, judging from the thumbnail of this video. This first series is, I believe it's quite new, and I found it in a second-hand bookstore. I've never seen this being sold in a first-hand bookstore, so I assume it's quite an underground series, but judging from just the cover art of it, and judging from the fact that I love my spooky, scary, creepy, spine-tingling horror and drama series, then I knew that I was definitely going to get into it. And it is this right here, 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔. Now, before people start asking, no, that is not Rika from Chunibyo. If that was, then I don't want to watch Chunibyo ever again, because this bitch is fucking crazy. So the basic story follows this boy who has a crazy mother and has lost his father. Basically, he lives in a very broken home and every day wakes up thinking to himself that he doesn't really want to, as the Bee Gees put it, stay alive. Every day he's thinking about giving himself a game over, and then he meets this girl, 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔, who happens to be carrying around a notebook, which she calls her thought diary, and by accidentally opening it up in front of her, he discovers that she wants the game over just as hard as he does. Which is weird, because on the outside, everybody knows 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡 to be this bubbly, very charismatic, very positive looking girl, but as our main character comes to realize, that's only an outside facade. On the inside, she is constantly thinking about death, thinking about killing other people, thinking about just basically being obsessed with this idea of death. And he strongly relates to this girl because, again, every day he's thinking about giving himself a game over as well, and so these two quickly become very, very close. And by very, very close, I mean like very, very close. And by meeting all sorts of different people and I guess talking about one another, going through different creepy experiences of, say, killing small animals or other horrible, terrible things that you definitely shouldn't be reading if you have any level of depression or anxiety whatsoever. Is giving ourselves the game over even going to be worth it? And it's this really cool psychological trip. This is basically a pessimist and nihilist way of looking into existentialism. And this cover is actually quite misleading because you open up to any of the pages and as you can see, every character is kind of really cute. The juxtaposition between the subject matter and how, I guess, adorable and almost slice of life looking this manga is really kind of threw me for a loop. But that was an aspect that I quite enjoyed and I thought was quite unique. Because of course, covering existentialism as a topic in a manga story is definitely not a new thing. There are plenty of manga series that cover existentialism from all sorts of different angles, but I think out of all those, this is kind of almost a refreshing look at that kind of topic that, again, a lot of manga series I've already covered in all sorts of different ways. Again though, as I mentioned, I wouldn't really recommend this to someone who does have those kinds of tendencies, does have that kind of very nihilistic mentalism, because it may hit you a little bit too differently to other people. So yeah, I guess that's my precaution for people like that if you want to get into 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔. But otherwise, this is a really cool, yet creepy, yet quite unique human drama, which I think a lot of people will enjoy. So if that sounds like something you're into, check out 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡. And the other series that I read is, again, definitely something that I knew immediately what I was going to get into because A, the cover art was a big giveaway, and B, I mean, the title just speaks for itself, and it is this one right here. The title of this series is 恥ずかしそうな顔でおっぱい見せてもらいたい, which roughly translates to, I want you to show me your tits with an embarrassed face. 40hara is like, why didn't I think of that? But this is an anthology comic, meaning that it is a bunch of short stories done by multiple different artists, and I myself am a pretty big fan of anthology books, but this one is probably the most straightforward, yet easily the fucking trashiest. I mean, again, the title speaks for itself. The entire premise of all of these stories is to get into these, I guess, high school boys' wet dreams of just happening to stumble into any kind of situation where a girl just ends up showing you her tits with an embarrassed face. I mean, how low we have fallen as a society, am I right? But the one who has fallen even lower than that is your boy. Because I wasn't just satisfied with the one, I needed to get the second one as well, because it's a different girl with even bigger boobs. So yeah, suffice to say, this episode is not going to get monetized because of the fact that I'm introducing this series, and I'm definitely not going to open it up on this video either, because YouTube will not be happy about that if they weren't already. So yeah, if you just want your trashy, just absolutely trashy, ecchi slice of life stuff, and you just want to look at some wholesome exhibitionism, then yeah, go and check this anthology out. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter. What the fuck else can I say about this? But with that degeneracy out of the way, let's move on to the merch. Now, once again, much like last episode, this episode of the Monthly Otaku Collection is sponsored by the lovely folks over at EJ Anime. If you guys don't know, EJ Anime is an online merch store that is run by the folks over at 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡. And last month, they took me into their office to show me some of their cool and upcoming figurines that were exclusive to their platform. And looks like this month, we're doing the same thing again. So I don't want to go outside, but your boy has to for the sake of the culture, so forgive me on that. But let's go to future Joey, to where he will talk about the up and coming new figurines from EJ Anime for this month. Let's go. Alright, we're here once again at the 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡 office here in Tokyo because they've summoned me once again to show off some of the cool stuff that EJ Anime, the sponsor of today's episode, will be providing for you guys. Now, you guys liked the last month's collection over at EJ Anime, the Megumin and the Kuroe figurine. But this month, they've put in a little bit of a twist. There's a figurine, but there's also this one non-figurine merch, which I think a lot of you guys will really enjoy, especially if you're into the series 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔. This is a pretty dope new thing that I don't think I've ever seen a piece of anime merch like this, but this is it right here. This is the Megumi ukiyo-e painting. If you guys don't know, ukiyo-e is a really traditional Japanese form of art. I've never seen a painting kind of like this. There's a lot of anime merch where it's, you know, framed paintings and whatnot, but ukiyo-e style, I think this is the first kind that I've ever seen. Now, unfortunately for you Megumi stans, this current Megumi ukiyo-e one is actually unavailable. It's all sold out. But luckily for you guys, this is part of a series, more specifically a triple series, and the second one, which is available right now, is of 𝓒𝓤𝓤. So everybody who is an 𝓒𝓤𝓤 stan, you're probably frothing at the mouth right now. And this one is just as beautiful. I love the kimono look of it all, and again, like the whole traditional ukiyo-e vibe of the entire thing is super freaking dope. And the amazing thing is as well, if you're not an 𝓒𝓤𝓤 or a Megumi stan, you happen to be, say, an Utaha stan, then don't worry, because the third one coming out at the end of the year is going to be of the same series, but of Utaha. And not only that, you may get the chance, it's not confirmed yet, but you may get the chance to buy a bundle selection of all three of these ukiyo-e pieces. And the awesome thing as well is that all three of these ukiyo-e pieces are all connected as one big painting. So if you are a true 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡 stan of just all three of the characters, then you might want to get your hands on that. But that is some really cool art. I've been myself digging into a lot of limited numbered kind of framed paintings of different anime, just because I can, just because posters are so 2019. 2020 is the year of framed anime paintings like this. If you want to get your hands on that, then go down to that link in the description below. Alright, we got two more figurines right here, again of very traditional Japanese style. We've got the Megumin Oiran version right here, which of course best girl, and we've also got the Rem ukiyo-e Sakura version, again arguably best girl. Not my best girl personally from ReZero, but hey. Both of these again are a very different look from the traditional wear that you would see on both of these characters, especially this Megumin one right here. She has like the red coloration as always, but I like the short skirt and everything. Now this one is a sample, so I'm not allowed to touch it. The movement as well looks also very, very nice. And again, I love this kind of traditional Japanese style. I feel more figurines need to do more of these traditional Japanese like kimono and oiran twists. And this Rem one right here as well looks very, very nice. There's been a couple of Rem kimono figurines I've seen, but this one is a really kind of compact and small and nice figurine. I like her face. And the big umbrella as well is just a big bonus, so you can flip her around in any direction and it'll look pretty goddamn nice. These would look really cool next to the 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡 ukiyo-e stuff, I think. If you can like kind of clump together all of the traditional Japanese figurines and paintings and whatnot all into like one corner, that'll look pretty dope and cultured. And the great thing is the bonus of buying any of these figurines at EJ Anime Store is that for every figurine that you buy, these two included, then you'll get these clear files of Sword Art Online, and 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔 Spice and Wolf. So if you like your bonus stuff as well, then all the more reason to go buy figurines at EJ Anime Store. And we've saved the best for last, in my opinion. This is the brand new 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔 water gun date version, I believe it is called, from 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔. Awesome anime with an awesome character, and this figurine is just freaking adorable. And the best part about this figurine is that as an added bonus, you also get this A3 tapestry of 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔 in what looks like to be the exact same pose and picture, with the author and illustrator's signature in it as well. So when you buy this, you're also going to get this double bonus. So if you love your 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔 and you love your 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔, then this is one that you definitely have to check out. I guess that's what's the cool thing about buying stuff from EJ Anime, is that you not only get an awesome piece of merch, whether it be a figurine or a painting, but usually more than not, they're going to add a little extra bonus for you guys as well for the support that you give them. So definitely go and support EJ Anime. And yeah, this figurine, I freaking love it. So if you love your 𝓒𝓤𝓛𝓣𝓤𝓡𝓔, you better get your hand on it. But thank you once again to EJ Anime Store for sponsoring today's episode. And back to the video. And to wrap up this monthly otaku collection, as always, let's do the monthly figurine giveaway brought to you guys by the lovely folks over at Tokyo Otaku Mode. Now, this month's figurine may seem a little bit more on the normie side, quote unquote, but you know what? Your boy's okay with some of the normie stuff as long as it has to do with your boy's waifu. And this month is definitely that, and I'm excited to give it away to one of you guys. And it is this one right here. It is Ayanami Rei from Neon Genesis Evangelion, but the black plug suit version, the 2020 Evangelion 2020 collection from Kotobukiya. I mean, what more can I say? First of all, this box is pretty as fuck. I love the little iridescent logo on the back there, and it may be a little bit hard to see, but it's your girl, Ayanami Rei. Now, what can I say? Ayanami Rei, absolute best girl in Evangelion. Asuka can go suck a dick. There, I said it. Everybody knows who Ayanami Rei is. Everybody loves Evangelion. And this is just a fucking dope figurine. Really big too for an Eva figurine. Most Eva figurines are not this big or sleek. You can definitely tell that this is very, very good quality. And luckily for all of you, one of you lovely motherfuckers watching this video right now will get this Ayanami Rei figurine with the box, as always signed by your boy. As always, all you have to do is follow 3 simple steps. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to click that first link down in the description below to enter the free giveaway. And by the time the giveaway date is expired, then we will announce one lucky viewer who will again win this beautiful Ayanami Rei figurine. Make sure to go down to the link down in the description below, and good luck to all the participants. But anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this month's monthly otaku collection. Thank you once again for joining until the very end. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but the last couple of months I've really been trying to experiment with all sorts of different content, and you guys seem to be enjoying almost everything that I've put out, so I super fucking appreciate that, guys. And again, as always, look forward to more cool and dope content from your boy, but also from our podcast as well. We're doing a lot of different cool future projects that I think you guys will really enjoy over there as well, so make sure to go subscribe to that as well if you haven't. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Like a favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for more anime banter, keep watching anime. Ciao!